you got so many necklaces? Why you got necklace?
Im ätti library shhhh Akselse.
Why you got so many necklaces? Why you got necklace?
So many months.
White people be like,
Why
you got so many necklaces? Why you got necklace?
white people be like,
kitty happy?
Why you got so many necklaces? Why you got necklace?
Hi.
Why you got so many necklaces? Why you got necklace?
LFG.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How are you guys? A lot of goods. That's a good positive thing. A lot of goods popping around, you know. Usually I ask, "How are you?" and I don't think we see that many goods usually. So that's an encouraging sign. That's a holy shit. Yeah, I got my ambient playlist playing, man. That's how you know. So you know it's about to be a late night vibe.
Why you got so many necklaces?
We haven't done this in a while. I used to do this all the time, but now I either do it on the alt or I don't do it at all. Turning 15 in 2 hours. Thank you, Aksel, for helping me through this year when I had no one else. Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Trying to remember my 15th birthday.
white people be
I
like,
think I went to a Chinese
30
restaurant,
months. Shakes.
which was it was nice. I think I was still quite new to Chinese food then. So it was like a very special occasion. And it was at this restaurant that doesn't exist anymore, but I think they made like my favorite Chinese food ever. I don't know if it's just because it was like the first Chinese restaurant I went to. Well, I think they just kind of they had really good noodles. They knew how to make them. And then the owner said, "Yeah, we've done this enough. We're kind of bored." So they just closed the restaurant. Which is kind of cool actually, because I feel like most people they you know, especially when they do like something owning a restaurant, they either kind of do it their whole life or they do it until they can't no more. Whether that be like bankruptcy or whatever. So that's kind of like a unique thing to do. I had a tent birthday party with friends and we ended up watching Fight Club afterwards.
Why you got so many necklaces? Why you got necklace?
That's a
Hey,
fun
mamas.
birthday. That's a very fun birthday. That is very fun. Trying to figure out what I'm gonna do during the stream. I might play some Mario Kart in the background. I don't really play GeoGuessr anymore. I don't know why. I haven't played it in ages, and I don't really want to. I don't know why. I'm kind of out of that era for now. I'll go back to it though. I always do. It's just one of those things where you kind of, you know, you sway in and out of it. It's kind of weird. Like I feel like I used to do streams like this a lot more often. I feel like now every time I go live, I kind of I put on like an act way more. I think I think I play a character a lot more on streams now, which sounds like a Joker thing, but I think it's been like a I didn't even realize it, but it's definitely kind of been a thing.
white people be like,
Do I like Mountain Dew?
Huggies.
I don't really like Mountain Dew, no. I kind of like Sprite, and Mountain Dew to me is like a worse version of it, you know, like a worse version of Sprite. Do I know algebra? I don't remember a single thing from school. I've only like retained the most fucking random, probably the most useless information from school. If I had to go back today, I'd be in big trouble, I reckon. I reckon I would be a little bit toast. Angelus, thing with the 29 months. Ami official tier 2 for 51 months. Shanny Pants, 30 months. Panoosh, 18 months. Socks and Sandals, 19 months. M Likes Bread. Gobi, Sienna. Everyone Hates Becky. Mega Lime. Olive Epic.
Thoughts.
Julie Flower. Thanks to subs, y'all. When will there be another Cool Dog episode? I don't know. I just don't have I don't have a lot to talk about right now. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of like why we haven't recorded one. I just don't have shit to talk about. I'm in my uninteresting era. But you know, we'll probably cook one up soon. Yeah, brain empty, man. Brain been empty. You know what I mean? Brain been empty as fuck. Go through Tinder right now. I'm not gonna go through Tinder on stream. Hell no. That's like fucked up. Is the Super Mega and Cool Dog Pod lost media now? No, but like, I don't know. There was just a bunch of shit with it, and I think I got a little bit demotivated, just because it was just there was just a lot that went wrong, and it was during a week that I just I think I was a little bit overwhelmed by it. What happened to the OG gang? You know, I don't know. You know, like what happened to your friends from high school? You know what I mean? Like I feel like when you're a content creator and you publicize your fucking friendships, there's just every time there needs to be like something really serious, or there needs to be like a reason for why you don't talk to certain people anymore. But it's like, you know, like what happened to your friends from middle school? You know, like what happened to that person that you were like pretty good friends with for like 4 months that one year, and then you never talked again? I don't know, life happened, you know, you just grow apart, you move on. There's no like big deal, you know. But every time you publicize a friendship, and then, you know, people get invested in the relationship, it's like, I don't know, it like turns into something that it isn't. It's just like, you know, it's like kind of fucking exhausting. It's something that like I wasn't really prepared for when I started doing this. Because, you know, you kind of like I think when your friendships are not publicized, you kind of have the luxury of you drift apart, or, you know, you have a falling out, and you just kind of move on with your life. You take your lessons from it, or, you know, or maybe there weren't any lessons, you know, literally it was just drifting apart, and you just move on. But then sometimes, as a content creator, you are reminded every single day like every single day. You know what I mean? Like you try to move on, you try to fucking live your life, and every single day you're reminded. You know, it's kind of, oh, I guess it's, you know, it's like part of the gig. It's like a really comfortable job, so like I don't think I have like the right to complain too much, but it's a little bit of like a
Joo.
exhausting part of the job, because you know you can like make a deal out of it and tell people, oh, you know, it's like there's really nothing to say, and like there's no point to constantly discuss this over and over again. But it's like, you know, no, everyone's not going to get the message. So then you're just kind of you're stuck being like a broken record, basically. Explaining the same thing over and over again. Oh. Do you want predictions? I don't care. Do you want to do predictions? Whatever you want to do. For some reason my stream is like dropping frames. I don't know why that is. I think my computer is like really taking a dump. Oh well. It'll add to the ambiance. The lower frame rate gameplay is gonna add to the vibe. Yeah, I don't know. You know, like I don't know. I was actually thinking about this earlier. I guess like I don't know. It's interesting. Dude, my whole shit's lagging. What the fuck? Yeah, this is weird. I don't know why this is happening. I don't know. I don't know where I was even going with that. Holy shit. But yeah. No face cam also, by the way. Because it's like a good vibe. Y'all don't know what I'm doing right now. You got no idea. You got no idea where I even am right now. I could be in a whole other country and you could never know. Why is it lagging? That is so like bizarre. This is even your gameplay. Y'all know it's my gameplay through the Roy Koopa, man. Who else would ride for Roy Koopa this hard? I'm sorry for the uncomfortable question. Nah, it's no big deal. I've had worse. Roy's becoming a new meta. See, I did this shit. Eighth place, and I wasn't even looking at the screen the entire time. I wish I knew why it was lagging. Why? Why? Weird. Hold on, let me check something. I feel like this also used to be, this screen used to be like a commonly seen vibe. Now it makes like a rare appearance. I was gonna change it. I was gonna add like a cool picture of like a hill or something. Why is Raid Shadow Legends still there? Because I have to have it there for a week. I don't know how to feel about the ambient music continuing. Listen, I'm gonna just be like straight up with y'all. If you don't like it, click off. I don't care. Is the egg merch still a thing? Go on yorking.net. It's not really called egg merch anymore, but it still exists in some capacity. I just like listening to this music. It's like relaxing to me. I get it. It might be haunting to some, but I think Stompa raised a really good point today on stream. I checked into a stream for a little bit, and a bunch of people were shitting on Mean Girls, which, like, I mean, it's like a 2000s comedy. I think, you know, those movies, most of them haven't really aged well, but it's just like I don't know, like there is like a thing on Twitch where I think a lot of times where you could very easily just kind of close the window and leave. There's a lot of people that just kind of, I don't know, they just kind of sit there and like bitch. And it's just kind of like it's a little bit
White people be like,
annoying sometimes, you know. Which like I don't think the person that started this was bitching, but like it just kind of made me think about that. Like I don't know. Try to exercise this thing of like, I don't know, I can be a pretty cynical and like negative asshole sometimes. So I try to kind of like read the room and think, okay, everyone in this room seems to be having a good time, and not, even if I don't enjoy being in this room, maybe I should leave. maybe it would be right for me to like leave the room instead of being like, man, this room fucking sucks. This room fucking is shit. How do y'all like this room? The wallpaper sucks. It's a carpeted floor. The carpeted floor looks dirty. Everyone in the room's having a great time, but I'm just kind of like, Yeah, dude, shout out William Basinski. Also, I fixed the lag, dude. Let's go. This is huge. So yeah, I don't know. I used to be such a hater, but now I can't stand hating. I'll probably be a little bit of a hater until I die, but I think in the last few months I've kind of realized that I it just makes me feel worse. It contributes to my bad days. You know, it doesn't it's just not good. And I think sometimes the fun kind of hating infests a personality, and it kind of eats you alive, and it's all you become. And if you're just a hater, like straight up a hater, I think you're like, and I speak about this from a first person perspective, relating to myself as well. I think it's kind of easy to fall down this path of kind of being hard to be around, you know? Because like, who wants to be around like someone that's just constantly shitting on everything? Like, it's kind of annoying. You know what I mean? It's just like, you know, looking in the mirror even, I'm like, man, sometimes I should just like shut the fuck up. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. Like I think there was a point in a couple weeks ago where I took a little bit of a break, disappeared for a few days, didn't really look at the socials. And I felt kind of nice. You know, I didn't have this like constant like, oh fuck yeah, fuck, I gotta like fuck this, fuck that. You know? I was like kind of chilling out for a second. And then I went back and it was just like, I don't know, it was a lot of anger and negativity, and I just kind of like let it manifest in me as well. Cause like sometimes, I don't know, you hate too much, it becomes so instinctual, you know what I mean? And then it's like I'm like I look back at my family and I'm like, man, there's like a generation of haters here. Like if my fucking like grandfathers and shit, if they had Twitter, man, they would have been on that shit hating 24/7. They would have been so fucking annoying. Like I would have told my like grandpa to kill himself if he had a Twitter, probably. Like it's just so fucking annoying, you know? Like it's just social media just makes it so fucking like easier to so much more easy to kind of just like, I don't know, you know, like you don't need to like be exposed to everyone's opinions all the time. Like that's the thing about especially the fucking, okay, why do we have a Twitter For You page? It's like literally the worst thing of all time, because earlier it would kind of be like, okay, you get the people that you follow, and if someone says something stupid, you just unfollow. And now it's like, you know, and if you wanted to find like an exhausting opinion and someone to argue with, there were, you know, areas of Twitter that you could go to, and you were kind of guaranteed your little fist fight. And, you know, I enjoyed it. There was a point where I enjoyed it. I enjoyed fighting with people on Twitter. I enjoyed getting like 200 quote retweets. It was kind of fun. It was fun riling people up. It was stupid. But now it's like I just open the app and I'm like on my knees. I'm like, oh, I can't do this anymore. Like I can't keep consuming this horse shit. And I open my Twitter and I just like, it just lines up like some of the worst people to ever be exposed to. You know what I mean? Like some of the worst takes on any subject, really, you know? Could be political, or it could be just as like someone just shitting on like a really good song for no fucking reason. And it's just like, why? Why am I being exposed to this? I like this song. Do I need to see someone shitting on this? Like, what the who is this fucking person? I'll never know who this person is. And once, you know, I've seen this tweet and I've let it like negatively affect my fucking mood, I'll never see them again. So they popped into my life, fucking ruined my day, and then left. You know, and I'll never fucking, if I saw them in the streets, I wouldn't be able to recognize them. It's so fucking stupid. And I still open the fucking app. I still do it. I don't have any fucking control. But Twitter logged me out of all my accounts on my computer today, and I haven't logged back in. I've said, you know what? This was a blessing. This was fucking a sign from God of freeing me, letting me out. So like, I don't know. It's just like, you know, I know a lot of you are depressed motherfuckers. Much like myself. And Twitter doesn't help, man. It does not fucking help. Being like put in that like in those like really negative fucking negative spaces does not help at all. It just contributes so like, because like sometimes I'm like, I don't even realize it, but I wake up and I'm kind of like, oh, today's gonna be a good day, and then I open Twitter and I just see some stupid shit. And I let it affect me. You know what I mean? I let it like subconsciously affect me. So, you know, it's kind of stupid. Should I delete Twitter, be honest? I think everyone I know that doesn't use Twitter a lot, they're kind of happy. But like there is this FOMO that I understand, that I experience as well, where it's like, okay, well, if I delete Twitter, everyone's going to forget about me. My friends won't talk to me anymore. I'm not going to know what's going on. So we kind of like stay on this hamster wheel. After I'm done living in Austin next year, I'm deleting everything. Yeah, I'm definitely I don't know. I think I have like an actual problem. Like I think I need to get off at some point. The bus needs to make a stop at some point, I think. I don't think it's really healthy the way I use it. And it's my job too, so I just kind of for the last like 5 years I've just been living in it. I've been my whole life has been so social media centric, and it's like you scroll through and you see all these people doing these things, and then you kind of like let it get to you where you're like, why am I not doing these things? Where it's like, I don't know, you were, and those people were probably not doing anything looking at you doing things. It's like, and sometimes I'm like, I'll like share something about my life and I'm like, why did I even share this? Like, why do I feel the need to fucking share shit with people? Like, why can't I do something and not share it? Like, I just have to share everything for some fucking reason. So, you know, I in the last year, I have started keeping things to myself a little bit more. And it's kind of nice. You know, it is nice that I think I used to come on stream and kind of it would be like a tell-all, you know what I mean? Like the tea was hot, the tea was piping, and I was ready to reveal all. But now I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I don't know you people. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you're going to do with that information. I don't know where you're going to go with it. You know? You guys are just a bunch of strangers that I'm talking to right now. Who knows who's listening right now? The police could be listening. I mean, not like I would have any crimes to admit to, but you know. No, that I'm only joking a little bit there, but that is an interesting thing though. I do think about that still sometimes. Even after all these years, I think about that still where I'm like, I don't know why people give a shit about me. Like, I don't know why anyone gives a single fuck about me. I'm just some fucking dude, and I have been for the last 5 years. And you know, in some way, I'm very fortunate that people care, because I mean, it pays my bills, supports me, and I do enjoy doing it. I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy going live. But yeah, like you guys have a very different perception of me than I could ever understand. You know, I could never really grasp how you guys view me. Like the person that you guys see me as is entirely different as, and I mean, it's the same for like, you know, all my friends, you know, the way my friends perceive me, it is, I could never understand that. Because I've lived with myself my entire life. I've been there for the entire time I've been alive. You know, I've been there every single night of my life. I've been there for like the best nights of my life. I've been there for the worst nights of my life. I've been there for like the really boring parts of my life. I've been there for the really exciting stuff. I've been there for every dumb thing I've done and every like kind of clever thing I've done. So it's like I really like it's really hard for me to, you know, and it's the same for everybody really. It's kind of hard to understand yourself and how other people perceive you. I don't know. And I do like appreciate in like I think there's an element of parasocialness to it, not to feed into this, but there is, you know, a parasocial element to my appreciation for my audience. Definitely. Cuz it's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of sick. You know, there's people out there that care about me. You know, what in this like world that is ever increasingly more lonely, that's like a great thing. So yeah, that's kind of sick. Cuz like see, I think loneliness is like a really hard thing to talk about. I think a lot more people are lonely than they would admit. I don't know why it's even like for me, like it's just kind of hard to be like, yeah, you know, I'm kind of lonely sometimes. I don't know if it's because there's like I feel like there's like a subconsciously I feel like there's a stigma to it, or I don't know. Or maybe it's like I don't want to admit that I'm lonely sometimes, you know. But it's like everyone's fucking lonely nowadays, dude. Like we just, you know, not to get like I don't know, we just like sit in our rooms and shit, you know. Nobody goes out and plays on the playgrounds anymore, you know. Where are the people riding the bicycles? Kids nowadays, they just play on their iPads. Yeah, I don't know. I was reading this like psychoanalysis of Taylor Swift recently. I don't know why I was reading it. It was some fucking stupid fucking gossip shit. And someone was like psychoanalyzing Taylor Swift, and it was like just on no merit at all. But I was kind of fascinated by what they were saying, not on the aspect of this is about Taylor Swift, but just like the general concept of what they were talking about. And they were saying something about how Taylor Swift's mom has always talked about how like Taylor had no friends growing up, and now she has this like huge audience, and how you know, like how her relationship with her audience, you know, like there might be like some kind of like validation in that sense of like, you know, she grew up lonely and now she has so many people that ride or die for her, you know. She has this like fucking crazy audience or whatever. Of course the 4chan user grew up lonely. That's a good one. It's a good one. Yeah, I mean, okay. There's a difference between lonely and alone. Being alone there's nothing negative about being alone. There's a lot of really great things about being alone, and you shouldn't be scared of being alone. In fact, I think like a great way to find peace is to accept the independent moments, you know, learning to spend time with yourself. I was I think I was like, it's hard to say. I don't know as a kid if I was alone or if I was lonely. because I just did a lot of shit by myself. I was just kind of on my own for a lot of shit, and I never really like. I don't think I really viewed myself as lonely. But I think I think there's also like a thing of like, would I have understood if I was feeling lonely? You know, because I was like a kid. I was just kind of like, man, I don't know. I'm in the woods with my dog. All I do is go to the woods with my dog. This is just life, you know? Because that's what I would do a lot. I would just go to the woods. Just me and my dog. Oh, my leg. My leg. You're losing all these races? Hey, listen, if you came here for good Mario Kart gameplay, I'm so sorry to disappoint you, but this might be the worst stream you'll ever watch in your life. Ever thinking of getting another dog at some point? Oh yeah, definitely. In a couple years, I reckon. In a couple of years, I'm gonna get a dog, and I'm gonna become one of those annoying dog people. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's the first time where I really started to realize what loneliness was when I realized you can be lonely but not alone, you know? Like you can be around people that kind of make you feel lonely. And that's where you kind of start to understand the difference between being lonely and alone. Pretty much me recently in Austin. Hey, Fear, you got to come to Estonia, man. There's a lot of swamps here to photograph. Come live here. You won't be lonely here. Ah, just kidding. You probably will be lonely here. This is a fucking lonely ass country. This country was like built on loneliness. I don't know why I said that. Winters in Estonia look miserable. I think yeah. Yeah. They're pretty fucking miserable. They suck. Also, okay, to all the depressed motherfuckers, y'all need to try the Kendall Roy head lean against a wall in the open air. Y'all need to try that. That is a very effective technique. When you're like, when it's one of those days where you're like, I'm a fucking piece of shit. Fuck this day. This day sucks. Just go out somewhere and just lean your head against the wall and close your eyes. Holy fuck, dude. It works, man. There's a reason why he does it. There's a reason why every time anything goes wrong in that man's life, you'll see him doing that. It grounds you. Like, I don't know what it is. You know, in your mind, you'll be like, fuck, fuck, fuck. But then you do that and it's peace upon you. Why'd you throw all the shells at once? Do you think I'm paying attention to this game at all? I'm not even looking at the screen, to be honest with you. And I'm in 4th place, so. It's so annoying that taking a walk and taking care of yourself actually works. The funniest story is the fact that last winter, I was trying to go on like pretty regular walks. And then one day I was feeling pretty down. Wasn't feeling great. And I said, all right, this is where you take a walk. This is where you go outside, you get some fresh air, you look at the trees, you know, you kind of let it all soak in, right? And I walked to the beach, and it was a really gray day. There wasn't really snow, but it was cold. And I get to the beach, and the fucking wind. The wind was so fucking strong that I felt 10 times worse. I just remember, like, I remember standing there and the wind hitting me in the face, and I was just like, holy fucking shit, dude. I just can't catch a break. Because I didn't think it was going to be that windy. Usually I can tell, you know, if it's going to be that bad, but it was cold. My hands were freezing. And I was just standing there. Nobody else was at the beach because, like, what sort of a dumbass goes to the beach with that kind of weather? I was literally the only person. I could see the, like, miles and miles, dude, and I was the only person there. Nobody else was outside. And I was like, "Oh, I'm going to fix my life. I'm going to go on this walk. I'm going to be so responsible." And it was terrible. I took some cool pictures though. So I guess it wasn't, you know, it wasn't all bad, but the beach sucks so bad. I think on most days it doesn't. I kind of I do enjoy going to the beach and just kind of standing there and staring at the sea. And then just kind of pondering and scheming for my next move. And also, not to keep like relaying back to Succession, but I also just kind of like, I went on a walk recently and I was like, you know what? I kind of feel like listening to the Succession soundtrack while I walk. And I just kind of want to see like what it makes me feel like. Then dude, it was awesome, dude. I felt like shit, but I felt like I had a mission. You know what I mean? I felt like I had a purpose. I felt like it was like it definitely romanticized it a lot. And it was really sick. I was like walking down the street and it was like do do, like that fucking classical music. And I was like, you start walking faster. No, but I definitely like, I don't know, man. I definitely like I changed my style of walking. You know, I was kind of role playing. I was LARPing a little bit, I won't lie. And I was having fun doing it. My ass on unemployment checks right now, so I've just been going to my favorite coffee shop and making music or writing. See, that's sick. That is sick as hell. Yeah, I enjoy a good stroll. I need to go to the woods more often too. I'll go to the woods. I start going to the beach and then I bend in the woods. I think that's what really made me feel like a prisoner in Austin. It was just I couldn't walk anywhere. It was just not really. They really don't want you walking anywhere. They would rather you die than walk, I reckon. In fact, I feel like they would kind of, there's like this unspoken rule of encouraging drivers to just kind of run over any walkers. Carl, stop hitting the gritty in front of the walkers. But yeah, I fuck with a good stroll, you know. Few steps here, few steps there. Hit that park, you know. I love the woods, but there are none near me. Near my childhood home in the woods. I remember I was like 11, and there used to be just like so much like forest, fucking miles and miles of forest behind our house. And you could just walk in and you could get lost really easily.
White people be like,
There was just so much completely untouched nature. And then one day we got the news that because we owned like a bit of the forest, but like the person that owned the neighboring plot leased it out to like a forestry company, and they just fucking cleared that shit out, dude. They didn't clear out all the forest, obviously, but like near my house, there was just they fucking cut down all the trees, and you would go into the woods, and back when there was just a bunch of fucking a lush forest, there was nothing but this just ugly fucking plain of destruction, and it was just kind of depressing to look at. And then it's like, oh, they replanted, but it's like, yeah, man, I'm gonna be fucking dead by the time that it looks like it used to. I won't care by then. What about me, dude? What about my forest walks? It's like they leave it looking so ugly as well. You still do cameos? I do. I do still do cameos. Dude, I used to like go into the woods and like drink water from the rivers. I didn't give a fuck. I had the time of my life doing it. Tasted good too. It was clean water, man. I'd never see y'all some city slickers. Okay? I live deep in the woods. That water was polluted by nothing. I'm a city slicker, dude. Hey, Hoover. Yeah, I don't know. I grew up in like both. Like I grew up in the countryside for a while, and then also I grew up in like a fucking commie block neighborhood, you know, where it's just apartment buildings, fucking concrete jungle, man. Uh, so I got to experience both. And I think when I was a kid, you know what's fucking annoying? Kids just don't appreciate shit, man. I was such a fucking, oh my god, what a fucking piece of shit. You know? I had like all these like family members that would take me on all these cool like camping trips, and they would take me to these like trails and stuff. And I fucking hated it. I hated every second of it. I couldn't stand it, dude. I was like, fucking let me go back home. I wanna play on the computer. I was so obsessed with computers. I just wanted to like play Toontown all day. It literally would like piss me off so much when I had to go to the woods outside of like my house. And now I'm like, dude, I wish now like people would pull up to my house in fucking queues to be like, hey, we got to go to the woods. We got to go to this trail. I loved camping. I loved camping. Even honestly, even back then, I loved camping. I didn't whine about camping too much. I thought it was fun. It was exciting. It's kind of, you know, we would like be at this campsite, and we would just like be fucking digging around in people's trash, because that's what kids do, right? I don't know. Maybe that was just me. People would like leave trash at their campsites, and I'd go dig through it, and I'd find like all sorts of shit. I remember like finding like a condom. I remember finding a condom, and I was like, "What the fuck is this? What like literally what is this?" Your account does not exist anymore in Cameo. What? Are they censoring my ass? Are they censoring centrist voices again? Wait, why? Oh my god, dude. It's telling me to set up my account. Damn. I don't know why I did that. I gotta record a video to set up my account. No, yeah, dude. There was like all sorts of fucking shit littered everywhere. Trying to think of like what else I found in the woods back in the day. One time we found a bear footprint. That was crazy. There's a universe where y'all live a normal life because a child was mauled to death by a bear in an Estonian forest. And y'all like are doing something good with your life. Term mauled to death is so funny to me. I don't know why. It is kind of funny. It just sounds kind of crazy. Like, really? Is it that serious? Mauled to death? What mauling to death? Is that like so are we talking like, you know, scratchy scratchy with the claws or bitey bitey with the toofy? You know what I mean? What's going on? Ripped to shreds? Oh. Bit of both. I see. Mauled is usually scratchy. See, I just wish we could overcome the language barrier. Because, first of all, if I was a furry, I'd be a bear. Second of all, bears are chill as fuck. You know, bears are like, it's proven that bears will literally just like sit and enjoy nice views. Like they'll sit there for hours. If they find a view that they like, they will literally sit there and just look at it for hours. And like, dude, I would love to just like go into the woods and sit next to a bear and be like, man, that's nice, isn't it? And then the bear is like, oh, oh. But it's like, in bear, that means I love this view and thank you for sharing this moment with me. I wouldn't be here with anybody else. You know? But instead, we got to use terminology such as mauled to death. My tune on Toontown is a bear. And I used to play Panfu, which was like Club Penguin, but pandas. If anybody remembers that, classic. I wish my parents were bears. Dude, that would be sick. What if you guys... How would you guys react if I said... Hey guys, my parents are actually bears. Would you believe me? Probably not. Someone said in the Aksually Twitter community that it's the idea of me having a family tree is crazy to them because they like imagine me as like this being that just spawned in. And it's like, I recently went through my family tree and I can confirm that there are traces that go back to like the 1600s. Like, I am the product of a butterfly effect that started fucking 500 years ago. I mean, started before then, but you know, we don't have evidence of it. To be honest with you, the only reason why I was going through my family tree was because I was trying to look for incest. I was like, I thought it would be a really funny bit if I went through and I was like, oh guys, turns out I actually am inbred. Like, I just thought it'd be kind of funny. Like, I was kind of thinking that surely in like the hundreds and hundreds of years of records that are there, someone loved their sister like a little bit too much. Like a little bit too much, right? And like all these most of these motherfuckers, they lived in like villages. They were like common folk, like peasants and shit. Like, I don't know. Their social circle was small. No. Or, you know what I think? I think there's a cover-up. Would you even tell us though if you were? Yes, I would. Listen. I don't mean to like act like I am like rooting to be inbred and that like I support incest and that like I'm actually quite against it. Well, let's get rid of the quite. I'm against it. I'm against it, definitely. But was I disappointed to find out that there wasn't like some kind of moment in the family tree? A little bit. I don't know why. Like a little bit. I don't know. Like I went in there like I was kind of like searching for it. The only thing that I found out is that I have like a fifth great uncle whose name was literally just Pedo. Like Pedo. That's just what his name was. Like this motherfucker existed in the 1700s and his name was just Pedo. And there he was. He was just like there. That's so unfortunate. Like I don't know. Like I was thinking like what happened? Like what was that? What? Hello? What the hell? Deepest hole I've ever fallen into in my life. Was it a nickname? I don't know. It just said Pedo, born like 1705, and then it was like we don't know when he died. He could still be alive. He could still be out there. Everybody keep an eye out. Dude, he could be one of those like really old like monks that get posted to Twitter. You know, he just like ventured his way to like Asia, and then he just got like he was just fucking posted on Twitter as like this old motherfucker is still alive, and turns out it's my uncle named Pedo. What's up, Waluigi? Gui? I'm good. How are you? What if you were related to a viewer, dude? I'm probably related to the fucking person that took a picture of me on the bus. Like, that's probably my cousin or some shit. Like, I don't know. It's a small country, man. You can find ties in all sorts of places. Which is like, okay. That's the thing is, right? Another reason why I've always kind of been like, okay, somewhere the lineage must have become a little bit circular. Because, like, I don't know, the kids I would go to school with, they would just always, like, randomly find out that they were related to each other. And I never had that happen to me. I didn't randomly find any relatives ever. So it's like, is my fucking, like, family tree that small? Like, what's going on? Why am I not fucking getting in on this? I felt very left out my entire fucking childhood. Although I will say the concept of incest I was not really aware of. That was like kind of like a newer idea that I found out about later. But it, you know, whatever. So yeah, I think honestly, I think there was a cover up. I don't think it was included in the family trees because, like, I don't know, people don't want to admit it, I guess. I think, you know, you gotta, if it happened, it happened, you know, made us a little funky, made us a little different, Why are you so convinced? Because it just doesn't make any sense to me, man. These motherfuckers were living in villages of like 50 people for centuries, man. All right? You're telling me, and you know what? You're telling me that these like fucking Estonian villagers from the 1700s were like, oh, well, I wouldn't date my sister. Like, I don't believe that. I don't think they had any fucking idea what was going on. Like, I don't know if they really like had like such morals. You know what I mean? And once again, I'm not rooting to be inbred. I just want to like I want to be honest. You know? I want to like cut the bullshit. Inbred poser? What the? You have friends that are a product of incest? Yes. I have friends who have like grandparents that were cousins. So Lane Maxing. Also, let me thank some subs. Lane Maxing, Waluigi, Gui. It's me, Amy, MKNSNH, Nad shot thing to the tier 1 moldy cheese mouth. So yeah, I don't know. Thanks for always saying my whole username out. Well, I don't know like what else to say. You didn't like there's like no fucking vowels in there. I honestly have no other idea of what to do with that. That's the point. What's a dumb point? Aren't blue eyes an effect of being inbred? Listen, I think if you go back to like, oh, thank you, Prezzo. You're one of my most beautiful friends. If you listen, I honestly think I got a little bit unlucky with the cutoff date for the family tree. I bet if you go to the 1400s, man, that shit's like doing donuts, man. My family tree's like fucking doing donuts and like pirouettes and shit. It's doing all sorts of like ice skating maneuvers, man. Like, you wouldn't believe the lines that are being drawn. But I don't have the fucking access to that. I got the fucking 1600s. You'll never be inbred, give up. But you don't understand, man. I had this whole conversation at this party with a girl where like I think she gaslit me into this. This whole fucking endeavor, I think I was gaslit into this by a woman. I was very drunk, and she was like she like brought up incest, and then like started talking about how like we're all probably inbred, and I was like, yeah, you know what? A lot of my family, like bunch of those motherfuckers lived in the same village for a while. Like it must be. And ever since then, I've just kind of like accepted it as like a reality. Maybe I'm not inbred at all. Maybe I'm like the least inbred person of all time. No, that's not true. Look at me. I don't think that's very true at all. But you know, I don't know. Maybe we're not like breaking records here. I also looked at some pictures of, you know, my ancestors, and it actually kind of pisses me off because I could like, well, it doesn't really piss me off, but it's kind of hilarious because you can track back the motherfucker that started the big forehead gene and the motherfucker that brought the forehead gene into the family and how it just kept going down the fucking shit. Like it's crazy. I know the person. They're not alive anymore, and they haven't been for a while. But you know, I know them. I have their forehead, and I don't mind it. I think it's a cute feature. I think big foreheads are nice. I just think, you know, I know them. I know what they are. Were they cool looking? Oh, dude, one of them was fucking awesome as hell. He was dripped up, man. he like posed up in one of those like black and white photos, and you know that like he made a whole event out of it. He got his like best like coat, he got his best hat, he made sure his mustache was nice and groomed. And I looked at him and I was like, man, this is kind of crazy. Like, I don't know. That's like one of my, that's Oomfy right there, you know? One of my families. I have a massive forehead, but my big schnoz makes up for it. I think, here's the thing is, right? Foreheads are beautiful in all shapes and sizes, as are noses. You shouldn't let the average forehead motherfuckers or the average nose motherfuckers convince you otherwise. Those are good features to have. Big or small, it gets the job done. You know what I mean? I don't know what the job of the forehead is, but it gets it done. Pandering to Prezzo. I think I have honestly, low key, I think I have like one of the biggest foreheads I've ever seen. Like sometimes I look at myself in pictures and I'm like, it's like my fucking like face melted a little bit and slid down my head. Like it's actually kind of crazy.
Why you got so many necklaces?
Punane banani.
Hiking.
I don't mind it though. Go, that's just a receding hairline. No, you should see pictures of me as a baby. My face was even smaller, and my head was even bigger. My face grew somehow. And then my head became more of like a, instead of being like really big and just like a ball, it became more of like an egg. Maybe I got squished or something. I did hit my head one time. I did hit my head and I bled all over the fucking floor. And there was a hole in my head. You're Bill Hader coded? Dude, Bill Hader, that guy's my hero, man. Huge dome. Huge. And everyone loves him. And I love him too. Such a beautiful dome on him. Have you watched the new Barry season? I've watched a couple eps. It's looking pretty good. I don't know. I haven't continued it yet. I did hear that the last Barry episode apparently was interesting, I guess. I don't know. It's something I heard, some like fucking comic book movie discourse. So whenever that happens, that's always like, oh, this is happening. Aksel Gaming. Are you trying to like pitch like a channel idea to me? What's going on? Yeah, I'm kind of watching old man shows. Like I'm watching The Wire and it's a really good show. But like I don't really expect anyone to like be like, "Oh my God, you're watching The Wire?" I don't know, it's like I love it. It's kind of like The Sopranos, you know, it has the same like East Coast aesthetic. And it's very well written. Oh, I need to rewatch Prison Break, man. The first 2 seasons of that, goated TV. What do you mean? Your audience of 17-year-old lesbians love The Wire? See, when I first started watching The Sopranos and I brought it up, everyone in my chat would be like, "Oh yeah, my fucking grandma loves that show, dude." And now I slowly see, because of TikTok, people have started to watch it and they kind of get it now. They understand now. People are warming up to it. Because here's the thing about The Sopranos is it's one of the realest shows of all time, man. Those depressed gangsters, yeah, they're all pieces of shit, but they're real pieces of shit. Dude, the Soprano side of TikTok is potentially the only side of TikTok that I want to be on. There are so many fucking good edits. Like, that side of the community is thriving. And then, I don't know why I do this to myself, but I was on the Soprano subreddit, and the Soprano subreddit was shitting on the Succession subreddit, because everyone in the Soprano subreddit is like 40 years old. But they were like, well, first of all, they said Succession is just not as good of a show because it's not as quotable. And the thing is, like, of course it's not as fucking quotable because you're comparing it to The Sopranos, where, like, every fucking line is quotable. Succession is a very quotable show in its own right. A lot of quotes, okay? You can't compare it to The Sopranos and then say, oh, because it's not as quotable as The Sopranos, it's not quotable at all. And also, if you're like a fucking 40-year-old man, you don't get it, all right? This show isn't for you. I know it looks like it is, but it's not for you, all right? You can get off at the next stop. This bus will not take you where you want to be. And then they said like, and they want every character to be gay. Why do they need to turn every fucking character gay? And it's like, because if you watch the show, you'd realize that they actually fucking all are gay. They're all fucking gay. Like, they just are. I think TV show subreddits are some of the worst subreddits. I fucking crashed into a ditch trying to read that shit. I saw the word circle jerk, and I'm just gonna say I agree with your general point. Hold on, let me read this. I think TV show subreddits are some of the worst subreddits ever. Every post is just a reference to the show, and every comment is a quote from the show, and that's the whole subreddit. Rarely any real discussion, just a circle jerk of people who enjoyed this show. Such a useless waste of space on the internet. No, that is true. If you go on the Sopranos subreddit, they are literally beating. Okay. Ugh. Oh my god, it got me so angry. And this is what I mean. This is what we were talking about earlier. You know, you shouldn't. Good times. What is this? Oh, dude, that is good times. That is fucking one of my favorite things I ever did. Very good times. But no, yeah. The Sopranos subreddit just beats every quote to death. Every thread, you're guaranteed to have like the same 3 responses, and they all have the same upvotes. And they'll always have like a reply that's like, "Oh man, you really made my day with this one," which is like, okay, that's where I should probably, you know, stop being a cynical asshole. And that's like a nice thing to say, you know. It's kind of cute. These old people are on the internet and they feel the need to say like, oh, this funny comment, it made me, you know, it made my day better. You know, the way they do it is a little bit annoying. Yes. But it's kind of cute. And, you know, it's a positive thing. Even if it isn't a thread of shitting on everything that I love. I don't know. I kind of do sometimes, like, now that I look at Reddit comments and I observe them, and I'm kind of like, some of this is kind of cute. You know, it's like these people that are, you know, they're like pushing 40 and they're trying their best. There's a lot of, you know, dog shit. And you need to read like a lot of just terrible takes. But like when everybody meets on like a neutral ground and everybody like talks about their like favorite snack or something, and then all the people are like, oh, take my up, dude. You made my day. It's like, okay, well, that's like a positive interaction. You know, do I need to hate on this? I mean, probably. I probably do. But sometimes I just want to sit and smell the roses. I think I'm starting to lower the weapons on my war on millennials. Genuine question, how often do you upvote? I'm being serious when I say this. Even when I used Reddit a lot back in like 2015, I never fucking upvoted. I didn't give a shit. Like, what the fuck do I get from upvoting? If you guys have ever seen my Twitter usage, I barely even like shit. I'm such like an asshole. I don't like anyone's fucking. I have to like make an effort to like people's posts. On Instagram, I like maybe like 2 posts a month. Makes me think you want me dead. Yeah, I never like trained myself to do it. And then I'm like, man, why didn't my friend like my Instagram post? And I'm like, oh fuck, I haven't like acknowledged his existence on social media in 6 years. I remember one time you liked one of my tweets and then you went and responded that you did it on accident. Yeah, I don't know, like, cause I don't like a lot of shit. Sometimes I'm like, well, if I do like it, it sends like a message. Oh. So I have to clarify. I have to say, like, this wasn't like an official endorsement. This was a slip of the finger, but I didn't mind the post. Or maybe I did mind the post. I don't know. Dude, I'm not even looking at the screen, but I'm like not last. Isn't that crazy? I'm not doing good by any means, but the fact that I'm not last when I'm not even looking at the screen says a lot about some of these people in the lobby. I try to be a little bit better with liking posts because it, like, you know, on Twitter, I guess it helps. The algorithm recommends the posts or whatever. But yeah. You guys, ask me a question right now. Last thing you ate? Boots. By fear. What kind of bear would you be? Someone asked me this recently. And then I sent them this picture of this like really chubby bear. And I said, I want to be this guy. And then they said, oh, okay. Where do you have the most family besides Estonia? I think a bunch of my relatives are in Australia. I have a bunch of relatives there. They're not like Australian. They just moved there and then they never came back. Have you ever been in love? No. No, I don't think so. I think love is like a... When you get older, you... Like, when I was younger, I was like, fuck yeah, I've been in love. Fuck yeah, dude. I love my girlfriend of 3 months. But then you get older and you kind of realize, like, oh, I think there's more to love than that. You know? Like, you know... Love is like the kind of shit you want to fight for, you know what I mean? It makes your gears turn. Makes the blood pump, you know what I mean? It makes the birds sing. And like I think in a lot of cases where I was like, oh, maybe I'm in love, I was kind of like, you know what? I don't think I am actually. The old conversation of love or lust. If I haven't loved yet, I don't think I'm capable of love. I think you're capable of love, Prezzo. I've seen you show a lot of love. I think there's a difference between loving and being in love. Nah. Not with us, there ain't. Not with me and Prezzo, there ain't. Ah! Yeah, dude. It's, Nah, for real, I loved him, but he low-key kind of stupid and is a whore, so I don't count it. Hey, love is love. See, here's the thing is, right? Love, it's terrible. It's terrible. It puts you through so much shit, yet we still do it. Like every time the conquest of love has made me feel terrible, I would do it all over again, man. I would feel that pain all over again. Feels fucking amazing. I mean, it doesn't, but it does. Feels like shit in the moment. In the moment, it feels like a fucking spear is going through my heart. But then you know, it's such a great thing that you would, even having gone through the painful times associated with it, you want to do it again. You know, it's kind of sick. I thought my first heartbreak was gonna kill me. I don't ever want that shit again. Listen, the first one is always the hardest. The first real one is kind of like its own beast, just because you've never experienced it before. I had this girlfriend in high school. We were together for a year, and through that year, we were literally like, I think like 9 months in, because we were like high schoolers, right? We started saying like, yeah, we're gonna be together forever. And we would be like, you're the love of my life, you're the love of my life. And then I was like, I believed it, you know, because I was a high schooler. I was like, this is the love of my life. I'm gonna marry this person. I'm gonna spend the rest of my life with this person. And then like 2 months later, it fell apart because it's like a high school relationship. You know, it's like, I don't know, it's like that shit's not gonna last. And I was like, oh my god, holy shit, dude. I felt like my life had like no purpose anymore. like genuinely, I remember laying in bed and was like, well, what now, dude? Like, there's no fucking point. That's who I was gonna be with. And I was so serious about that. I was like, so it's fucking. And now I look back and I'm like, that is hilarious, dude. That is like crazy. Like, what the fuck was I on, dude? That's crazy. That was crazy talk. It was just such uncharted territory. The first time, you have your heart ripped out like that, you know, you think it's like unsalvageable. It's you won't come back from it. But you know, it'll pass. It always does. Doesn't really have a choice but to pass. You'll meet new people. You'll change as a person. Or maybe you'll run into them and you'll realize, wait a minute. This person is like kind of, they're not even that fucking cool. They're kind of lame. Oh, dude, being cheated on feels so awesome. It's like really sick. Like I love the thrill of it, man. It's so cool. No, I fucking hate it, dude. I was not a fan. I can't say it's on my bucket list of things I'd like to experience again. Cuckolding is the term I believe. No. Hold on a minute. No. Everyone in chat should text their ex right now. Dude, my crazy ass has to email my ex, dude. We used to communicate through email. We like lost touch, and then all we had was each other's email, so we just email each other. Dating a girlfriend that's a pen pal. Having to hit up my ex on Discord. Dating a girlfriend that's Uber Eats support. Dude, it was quarantine, alright? I literally, like, I couldn't have seen her if I wanted to. And I fucking lived for it in quarantine, alright? Those fucking email threads, they kept me going. I remember getting vaccinated writing an email. Cause we had like we had broken up like a couple years prior. And then like I had during quarantine I had these like thoughts where I was like, oh man, that I really don't like the way that like that relationship ended off on. Like I just felt like I wanted to kind of like reach out, be like, yeah, let's like talk this through. And then it turned into this quarantine email thread. My ex said he loved me on a Google Doc. See, that's that real shit. My ex said Illy on a Minecraft sign. Dude, every single person I enter a relationship with, I get them all to play Toontown. I do it to every single one of them, even the ones that like don't know how to operate a fucking computer. Because it's like, you know, if you wanna like be a part of my life, you have to understand my life. My ex broke up with me, then asked for girls to swipe their pussies across his face on his Insta story the day after. Well, that's a character. Where the fuck are you finding people to date that can't operate a computer? Dude, y'all need to y'all need to find some fucking art people that are off the grid. They got like a flip phone and shit. They got like a pager. You can only reach them through a pager. Has your ex publicly called you a bitch on their Instagram story after you said his Travis Scott PixArt design was shit from a butt? No, I love chronically offline people. It's like kind of fun. You get to like reuse all the dead jokes on them. You can like tell them about Harambe probably, and they'd be like, "Oh my god, that's crazy." Also, I did see a clip recently talking about how were you there for Stompa's take on cheating? What was it? What was his I'm listening. Soviet Russia, I break up with you. Dude, that would kill. That would kill in the normal people crowd. He said you wouldn't have gotten cheated on if you brought 100% to a relationship. Dude, I think the reason why I got cheated on was because I brought 100% to the relationship, man. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, okay, a part of me, I look back at my relationship that I got cheated on. I was like, man, low key, I was annoying as fuck. Like, I'm not saying the cheating was justified, but like, man, I was fucking annoying. Like, I was in that bitch like 150%, dude. He said getting cheated on is 20% the person who got cheated on's fault. Dude, I am so excited for the Stompa stream where his wife makes him apologize publicly for cheating. That's gonna go fucking crazy. I hope we get a moment for that stream. Not to be mean, but I don't want to imagine you in a relationship. Sorry. Dude, I'm like a fucking K-pop idol. Yeah, I've been around the block. My cheating take is I don't know, just like fucking don't be a pussy and just break up with the person and then do what you want. Can I match with you on Hinge? Are you like staring at my profile right now? Like, what are you? Now I'm gonna like auto reject everybody. To everyone here, I'm an entertainer. I think everything that Stompa says. Here's the thing about Stompa is he has made it a point to never tell a joke on his stream. If he says something, I think he means it. He kind of tries to be like serious on his streams. He tries to keep it real. Yeah, he's one of the most like honest and serious people I've ever met in my life. Nah, dude, Stompa, I was talking about you earlier when you were like going off of your chat for like shitting on the movie. I was like, that was a real moment. I was giving you some props. That was a real streamer moment. That reminds me of one time where I opened Sips' stream and I watch Sips pretty regularly, and I've never seen him like get mad at a chatter, but I saw him kind of lash out at a chatter, and I was like, dude, that is so real. He's just like me. I legitimately, it lifted such a weight off my shoulders because seeing Sips be mad at a chatter made me feel like, okay, I'm not like a piece of shit when someone pisses me off, and I kind of like let him know. I need to get a hot shirt. It's no more Mr. Nice Guy.
Why you got so many necklaces?
Pete Marie!
Mankeurun.
I just don't. Okay, here's what I don't like. Here's what I wish would stop. I wish people wouldn't take it personally. Because it's like, you really can't take it personally because I don't know who the fuck you are. Sometimes people act out a little bit, and you know, I gotta put my foot down and show some teeth to make sure, you know, people kind of get the idea. Tried asking Stompa for guy advice and it was so bad. God damn it, dude. I'm like a fucking. I'm going crazy on these roads. And still finished ahead of that fucking guy, dude. Hey, random question. Can we iron the tote bags? I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't own an iron. I haven't ironed anything in 4 years. So I don't know. I don't even know how to iron anything. I've tried ironing things in hotel rooms and it's just like nothing happens. Can you give me $14 if it gets ruined? Nah. I don't even hang up my clothes. I gave up on that shit. I do it like every now and then. But most of the time I'm like, there's convenient places to put the clothing that's not doesn't require me to get like a hanger, you know? I have just way too many clothes, man. I think there was a point during quarantine where like as a copium method, I would just keep buying more and more shit and now I just have like I could fucking dress up a whole village with my closet. And it's like go through like phases where I like a certain style or a certain color a lot, and then I'm like, I need to get as much of this as possible. And then I'm like, why the fuck did I buy so many yellow things? Because now I just have a bunch of yellow shit, and I don't even like. It's just overwhelming now. Like, I don't. What am I supposed to do with all this fucking yellow? Yellow's good. I like to mix it up. If it's only yellow, 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 it's Yellow City. I I need a break from it. Also, like, never leave anything at James Mary's apartment. I left my yellow champion hoodie at James Mary's apartment, and he just like fucking threw it away or some shit. Like, who does that? You find a hoodie in your apartment, a champion hoodie nonetheless, and you just throw it away? Like, you don't even think to ask, like, oh, I don't recognize this hoodie. It might belong to the man that was staying here for a month. You just fucking threw it straight in the garbage. I did leave the Aksually tote bag in some random trap house. Well, now someone has a really cool tote bag, so. Okay, realistically, I have to go to sleep in like a little bit. We'll do like 15 more minutes. I'm glad you loved the tote. Means a lot. I love that you dodged the double items to get a single item. I love that I just drove off the road. I'm literally looking at chat more than the game. And yet somehow, I'm like making it to the finish line. Taking my braids out this stream. I'm furiously balding this stream. Again? I mean, like, I never really stopped. Oh! See? I'm good. I'm so good. Oh, man, there wasn't even a prediction. Oh, wait, there was. I was almost like, man, I did good for nothing. Did you find out who gave me the balding gene? I hadn't been known who gave me the balding gene. It was my fucking grandfather who died. He didn't like me. And then he got the last laugh from the grave by making me bald, son of a bitch. Can you believe it? A person's existence will impact you even after they're dead. I thought balding gene came from my mother's side genetically. Yeah, my mother had a father. My mother had a balding father. My fucking dad's side grandpa. First of all, that motherfucker died in like 1982, man. Okay? That guy died in the 80s. What the, like. How did he not like you? Fucking, this country has a moment of old men. They get old and they dry up and they just become bitter. Bitter and annoying. You know? I slayed too hard, man. I think he wanted me to become like a real manly man, like a real businessman that would like you know, put him in a nice house and make the family proud. He hated you when he didn't know you? No, I mean, okay, dad's side grandpa died in the 80s. And believe it or not, I never met that man, and he never met me, okay? We're talking about the mom's side, okay? Because the mom's side of the equation is where the gene comes from. That's where you get the fucking... Yeah, I have well, I have no grandfathers now, but technically I have two grandfathers. I don't know if that's uncommon, but I got two of them. Or I have zero of them, but I had two of them. You'll be a grandpa one day. You don't know that. Who knows? I would love to have like a chill ass old man in my life. You know what I mean? Just a chill ass old man who's seen some life, done his time. My grandpa's so evil. You know, sometimes they'll be evil, yeah. A lot of evil in those old bodies, you know. A century of evil has just been brewing and growing. Like, that's what you got to think about. Think about an 80-year-old motherfucker. What the, like, the amount of life that person has lived. Like, holy shit, dude. Imagine being, like, bitter as fuck for, like, 80 years. My children will be so loved and cared for, like... Dude. When little fucking stone puppies start running around, that's when I know I'm old. That's when I know it's time to stop making so many KMS jokes. Oh man, I'm gonna have a good sleep after this. Stompo, one day you'll be someone's dead dad. See, Ingrid, this is why you can't like go into you can't go into like guest star and be like, oh, I'm a victim. Everybody attacks me. You just predicted like Stompa's demise. Always miss your streams. Hey, welcome in. I will be ending soon, but you know, you made it. You were here with us for a little bit. I could see Stompa announcing we are adding a stone puppy to our family. Oh, dude, I like this song. Oh, this is a good song. Stone Bun is Stone Partner. Oh, that's good. Kind of cute if a woman said it. You know the old saying, sometimes a man hurts every woman in his life because what he really is looking for is a man. I would much rather be a dead dad than a dad with a dead kid. Yeah, I mean, that's real. My dad's turning 77 this year. Dude, shout out, man. My dad is like in his 70s too. Hope I die before my mom, or like we die at the same time when she's 99. Dude, dying at 99 would be so fucking annoying. I'd be so fucking pissed off. Not like I want to live to 100, but if I'm at 99, might as well get to 100. You know what I mean? I'm fine dying at like fucking 75. I'm fine, dude. I'm fine clocking out at like 40, man. I don't know. I don't want to get old and bony. But like, when you get to like 99, you go all that way. And then you just die at 99. There was this woman who I think she almost lived in 3 different centuries because she was born in the 1800s, lived through the 1900s, and she almost made it to 2000, but I think she died on like New Year's Eve, which is crazy. Like that's annoying. Okay, why didn't they just lie? What, you want them to like fucking, you wanted them to do like a weekend at Bernie's until New Year's hit? No, dude, I do love this message. Old ass hag. Completely unprompted. She was just chilling, you know, minding her own business. That's crazy, you know. She never even lived to perceive the fact that one day there will be chat rooms on the internet to say those things about her. Like that's how inconceivable that whole interaction would be to her. I could go back in time and say, there's someone in Twitch chat 24 years from now, they're gonna call you an old ass hag, and she will literally like not understand a single word of what I just said. She had internet forums. You think she at like a fucking 160 years old was on internet forums, man? There was no cars when she was kicking her out, man. You think she was like fucking trolling on the forums, man? No, dude. I don't think she could have looked at a computer. I think it would have been too much. I mean, honestly, if I was in her shoes, I wouldn't have wanted to get on a computer. Too much. Oh, I'm gonna become old and bitter, aren't I? I'm gonna become just like all the old people I resent, where they just kind of hate everything new. I think that's gonna be me, isn't it? And then like all the young people are gonna be like, "You fucking miserable ass old man, fuck you." And then I'm like, "But you're gonna end up just like me," and they will. You can control that though. Yeah, but it's like, you know, am I going to? I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna hit like fucking 50 and I'm just gonna give up. I'm gonna be like, fuck it, dude. I think that's what so many old people do. They're just kind of like, man, I'm fucking old. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna die soon. I'm just not gonna give a fuck anymore. I'm gonna leave like a terrible trace on this earth. Just a black hole. I don't know why I said this. Sorry, you're not old nor bitter. I'm pretty old and bitter. I'm pretty old and bitter. Has to be said. Alright. My eyes are getting heavy. So that means I gotta leave. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. You know, thank you, blood. Stay in school, folks. Don't smoke too much weed before you're an adult. Indulge responsibly. I should drop out. Kyle, you should look in the mirror and say, I'm doing good. I'm doing great things. Not too much. Don't let it get to your head. Where is this? Yeah, I think I do that enough already. Ooh, wow, wow. Thanks everybody who subbed. Thanks a lot. Thanks for watching this stream. Sorry if it was I don't know. Hope you had fun. Please get that shit at 240. Y'all are not getting that shit at 240. You have until Thursday.